If you blink, you might miss the action on the XRP Ledger. The past few months have been monumental for XRP. But no, I'm not talking about the price. Let's be honest, price action hasn't been exactly exciting. Since January, things have been slow, and not just for XRP. Bitcoin's been stealing the spotlight, dominating the market at 65%. Welcome to Bitcoin season, where everything revolves around the king of crypto. For now, XRP and the rest are just following Bitcoin's lead. But don't look away, because change happens fast in this space. This is actually great news. Why? Because with everything happening around the XRP Ledger and XRP right now, the big question on everyone's mind is, why isn't XRP skyrocketing yet? The answer lies in Bitcoin. XRP is still tied to Bitcoin's movements. Here's the exciting part. If we're asking this question, it means XRP should be pumping. That also means there's pressure building behind the scenes. And when Bitcoin finally takes that upward swing and its dominance begins to fade, XRP is primed to take off like never before. Let's break down exactly why this is the case and what it means for the future of XRP. The big news: tokenized US Treasuries are officially live on the XRP Ledger. Announced back in January, Ondo Finance's OUSG, backed by BlackRock's Build Fund, is now unlocking 24/7 institutional access. With RLUSD, users can seamlessly mint and redeem. This is exciting stuff. RWA value is now tracking some incredible momentum, with RWA value seeing a solid 9% push upward. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Ondo has skyrocketed to 10 million tied to the XRP Ledger. Just a few days ago, that number was only $1,500. We're witnessing a huge wave of money flowing into the XRP Ledger, especially around tokenized value. And it's picking up fast. Ondo, a major player in the space, already boasts a staggering 2.68 billion in total value. The growth here isn't just impressive, it's game-changing. Let's talk US Treasuries and the rise of Ondo. Technically, Ondo stands as number one in this space. Why? Because with securitized, you can't buy stock or tokens directly, leaving Ondo to dominate. They've tied an impressive 1.4 billion to their network through tokenized treasuries alone. Ondo is a powerhouse. Zooming out to the bigger picture, the total RWA market value sits at around 23.5 billion. Scrolling through the assets, Ondo ranks fifth, but is steadily climbing. Now let's look at OUSG. It's on fire, up 27.5% in just 30 days, showing remarkable growth. And when comparing networks, the XRP Ledger holds its own against Solana and Ethereum, even outperforming Polygon, which currently has zero value tied to it. When it comes to XRP and all these big moves, it's clear we're still in the early stages of something much bigger. It's too soon to draw conclusions from the $137 million currently tied to the XRP Ledger. Patience is key. More money and momentum will come with time. Interestingly, the numbers are already shifting. Just recently, we saw a jump from 127 million to 137 million, thanks in part to Guggenheim Treasury Services, DCP, which now holds 10 million. That's a 17.6% increase, nearly double the growth I first mentioned. Change is happening right in front of us. What excites me even more is how initiatives like Ondo Finance are fueling this transformation. Ripple's deep connection to Ondo is part of a broader Wall Street 2 movement, redefining the financial landscape. The XRP Ledger is evolving, and we're just getting started. Ripple XDev recently dropped an exciting video featuring Nathan, the CEO of Ondo Finance. In case you didn't know, they're diving into tokenized treasuries, bringing real commercial utility on chain. Nathan highlights how OUSG on the XRP Ledger, seamlessly settled with ROUSD, marks a big milestone for institutions. This is how tokenization hits the mainstream. By the way, I've set this to 1.25x speed to avoid YouTube's copyright filters. Fingers crossed they don't mute it. If they do, my apologies, but definitely check it out.
It is fascinating how cyclical and wave-like markets can be. I've sailed competitively my whole life. Sailing builds mental toughness in responding to the changing tide. Building in crypto, that's like a really important mentality to have. I'm Nathan Ullman. I'm the founder and CEO of Ondo Finance. When we think about Wall Street 2.0, it's really about combining the best of traditional finance with the best of decentralized finance and public blockchains. With decentralized finance, and you have this sort of one-click sign-in to different financial applications. Frankly, for me, it was like a pretty magical experience to be able to self-custody all of my assets and then with a single click, take out a loan from one protocol and then trade from another protocol. Ultimately, that unlocks more choice and more competition. And that's in such huge contrast to how things work in TradFi, where if you want to move your securities from one broker-dealer to another, it's a multi-day, multi-week process. At Ondo, we started out by building tokenized treasuries. In order to build institutional grade products like OUSG, we really need to work with partners that have a focus on institutional grade standards and 24/7 instant convertibility. So we're really excited to finally be able to bring OUSG to XRP Ledger, the decentralized public blockchain, to continue to build institutional grade cash products alongside Ripple. That's something that a lot of our institutional clients have been really drawn to. It's about routing capital and assets to make a financial system that is ultimately faster, fairer, and more accessible to everyone. Tokenization is not just a pilot or a stepping stone, but actually has real commercial utility today. And we've seen that in the numbers, 200 billion plus in stablecoins, 5 billion plus in tokenized treasuries. And our offerings now between OUSG and RLUSD are used every day, constantly in production. We have real investors instantly minting and redeeming, in many cases, tens of millions of dollars at a single point in time. This is that watershed inflection point moment.
We're standing at the edge of a massive wave, the tokenization tsunami, and guess what? It's already crashing ashore. This isn't about speculating whether tokenization will take off 5 or 10 years from now. It's happening right now. The proof is in the numbers, the trends, and the momentum we're seeing unfold before our eyes. For the past 6 to 12 months, tokenization has been on a rocket-like trajectory, and it's not slowing down. Every day brings another major announcement, another leap forward. This isn't just growth, it's a revolution. The era of tokenization has arrived, and it's rewriting the rules as we speak. Here's the wild part. This is all unfolding on the XRP Ledger. That's right, real utility-driven innovation happening right now. We get the meme coins and even Bitcoin. This kind of action isn't happening there. It's networks like XRP Ledger and similar utility-based projects that are leading the charge. At XRP Apex, we got a glimpse of where things are headed. One standout moment, Ian DeBode from Ondo Finance joined Monica Long on the main stage to discuss a game-changing question. Gradually, then suddenly, have we already hit the inflection point for tokenization? They dove deep into what's next as markets continue to move on-chain. Oh, and yes, the energy was high, 1.25x speed, kind of high, because naturally, there was music. Buckle up, the future is happening fast.
What do you think it is about this time? Like this year, last year, when would you mark the real turning point, and what were the drivers of it?
We are finally at a point where the regulatory clarity is starting to emerge. And I would argue that if you just look at the numbers, tokenization is already scaling. You're really starting to see that inflection point and hockey stick moment, first in cash, now in treasuries. And a big question is, what's next? Is it going to be real estate, private equity? We believe that the assets that make most sense to tokenize really is stuff that people really want and is already liquid, so like publicly listed stocks and ETFs. But I would argue tokenization is here and now.
We're standing at the edge of a massive wave, the tokenization tsunami, and guess what? It's already crashing ashore. This isn't about speculating whether tokenization will take off 5 or 10 years from now. It's happening right now. The proof is in the numbers, the trends, and the momentum we're seeing unfold before our eyes. For the past 6 to 12 months, tokenization has been on a rocket-like trajectory, and it's not slowing down. Every day brings another major announcement, another leap forward. This isn't just growth, it's a revolution. The era of tokenization has arrived, and it's rewriting the rules as we speak. Here's the wild part. This is all unfolding on the XRP Ledger. That's right, real utility-driven innovation happening right now. We get the meme coins and even Bitcoin. This kind of action isn't happening there. It's networks like XRP Ledger and similar utility-based projects that are leading the charge. At XRP Apex, we got a glimpse of where things are headed. One standout moment, Ian DeBode from Ondo Finance joined Monica Long on the main stage to discuss a game-changing question. Gradually, then suddenly, have we already hit the inflection point for tokenization? They dove deep into what's next as markets continue to move on-chain. Oh, and yes, the energy was high, 1.25x speed, kind of high, because naturally there was music. Buckle up, the future is happening fast.